With the methods of the dominant medicine, cancer cannot be cured, even theoretically. Here is the study of priest John Wasilewski, written in 4 languages that he speaks freely. 3 reasons why with surgery, radiation and chemotherapy and any method that kills cancer cells, cancer cannot be cured, even theoretically, and why the methodology of Shevchenko wins. It has been officially published here for years. Dozens of people are spreading it, and no serious scientist or literate doctor from these 4 language groups has ever dared to refute it reasonably, because that is the very truth on this matter. So, with the methods of the dominant medicine, cancer cannot be cured, even theoretically. Why? Because they all focus on killing cancer cells. But killing cancer cells is necrosis. This is cell death by external intervention, like poisoning cells by chemo, like burning cells by radiation, like cutting or piercing cells by surgery, or by biopsy, or by other sort of external intervention. Clarification. There are 2 types of death from which every normal cell of the organism dies: apoptosis and necrosis. Apoptosis. This is the normal death of the cell, which is genetically programmed in the cell itself. Each cell must at one point die in order for the organism to renew itself and the person to continue living. The cell must also die if it becomes malignant, transforms into a cancerous cell, malignant cancer. That is why in our organism there are guard genes which have the task of carrying out the protection of the organism against the cells that have become malignant. Necrosis. This is the other kind of cell death, which is not natural, which is done through external intervention. For example, by cutting with the scalpel of the surgeon, by burning with radiation therapy, or by poisoning with chemotherapy. The cells killed by necrosis release into the surrounding environment the so-called growth factors. This is a kind of alarm in which the organism perceives these killed cancer cells as a wound and activates its defense system to restore them. If in this case of necrosis were killed normal healthy cells, the activated defense system just would restore the wound. If, however, cancer cells are killed in this case of necrosis, then when they are restored, the result is tumor growth and/or metastasis. Therefore, any method that kills cancer cells cannot cure cancer, even theoretically, but only accelerates the death of the organism, because it activates its defense system, causes the organism to begin to restore those killed cells and to multiply them, and so the organism kills itself by cancer. Therefore, each and every time the medical doctor attempts to cure cancer by killing cancer cells, which is, as I said, necrosis, he opens a war not against cancer, as he thinks, but against the organism itself, against its defense system, against the nature. This war is lost before it begins. Only the method of Shevchenko does not kill cancer cells by necrosis. Cancer, each type of malignant cancer, is a holistic phenomenon, and the therapy of Shevchenko cures it at a genetic level. It activates the signal apoptosis, which is a natural death programmed in the genes of the cell. Thus, it removes cancer cells in a way that is genetically programmed in the organism itself, that is internal and natural for it. And so, the defense system of the organism is not activated to restore the removed cancer cells, and the organism gets cured in its entirety. The common point inherent to every type of malignant cancer is the lacking of apoptosis. Each type of malignant cancer is a holistic phenomenon, which means a disease of the body in its entirety, and not of one or another part of it. So it must be cured as a whole, in its entirety, not part by part.